All right, welcome to the Dr. Scholl's 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. My name's Adam, race 2 in our Heinz Silly season. We're starting 8th. Showing the starting grid there at the bottom of the screen. Again, I'm just hoping that throughout these first couple races you're able to get acquainted with. Whoa, forgot to turn. You just get acquainted with all the paint schemes, get acquainted with the drivers. We have Dutch Vanderlyn up here in the red 39 car. That's Jack Burton below us from Big Trouble in Little China. Spice Girls are up ahead in that blue car. And if you didn't watch Daytona, and I'll mention it pretty much every race, that will be. Wait a minute. Never mind. Oh, that collected some cars. Wow. That woke me up. I just woke up about 20 minutes ago. Oh boy. That was definitely Mick Dundee involved. Are we gonna have pit stops here?
Pit road is now open.
Yeah, we are.
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500 in second. Past the 32 car. The pace cars on the front stretch. No tires this time, guys.
I'm just
Remember, don't
taking my time. I'm not worried about
pit road.
passing,
Pace
gaining
cars
spots
in
here.
turn one.
Just concerned with.
The pace cars in turn two. Go, go, go! Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500 in second. Okay, you're clear of pit lane. Stay behind the 29 car. Past the 7.
All right. I'm just trying to focus here. Again, I just woke up. My brain isn't really working yet. All right, a short caution period here. We're getting ready to go green. We just had an engine blow out in front. Just as I was coming back live. We'll see who that is. White car. Everything's going to crap right now. All right.
Green, green, green. Leader sitting now.
That's Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter, DNF. I did see that wreck. Oh boy, no. Looked like Guy Fieri and Mick Dundee got into it, and we were able to sneak through it, but Mr. Rogers hit him head on. Tommy Callahan in the green 16 hit him head on. Hit Mick Dundee head on. And some other cars got collected. Meant to take a look at the DNFs that happened there. Velma Dinkley out of the race. Homer Simpson, yeah. I remember seeing Homer in that. And poor Amelia Earhart's out as well. And it's already shown Hannibal Lecter's DNF blown up on that restart. I was going to say, we do not have random cautions on this race. And that caution really, like I said, really woke me up. And I forget what I was talking about. But I think I was going to mention how we flip the starting grid every race. Ray Finkel won the Daytona 500, spoiler alert, and he started 40th this race. Second place at Daytona started 39th, so on and so forth. And we got a real slow car out on the track up there in white. Looks like it's going to be Martha Stewart. If I had to guess right now. This is Dutch Vanderlyn again. That's Michael Bolton from Office Space down there in the 22. We'll lean on him a little bit. Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China here in the 29. Michael Jackson down there on the inside. Tim Taylor. I might call him Tim Allen a bunch of times throughout this season. Wait a minute, where'd Martha Stewart go? She must have pitted. It's Mona Lisa Vito down here on the bottom. From My Cousin Vinny in the Buick Skylark. It says Skylark on the front of that car. Rosa Parks is behind us in the green and white car, which is one of my favorite schemes. We'll actually, no, I was going to say we'll let her pass and we'll take a look at it, but no, we won't. I'm trying to think if there was a couple cars that stayed out under that caution and were able to move to the front of the pack. Oh, what is this now? Mona Lisa Vito and Tim Taylor getting into it there. Boy, I was not prepared for this. I ran about 20 practice laps here. And didn't really see the AI getting into each other, but it's a whole different ballgame right now. Yep. Oh, I'm glad I saw Rosa Parks was trying to get under Michael Bolton, and I figured we would go 3 wide, so I stayed up top. I'm glad I did that. And I thought I saw Martha Stewart back out on the track, so I think she's in some kind of pit road loop.
Still there. Stay high.
Maybe not. I don't know. I can't find her. There she is. Yeah, she's on some kind of pit road loop.
Keep high.
A lot of women taken out early in this race. Velma, Amelia Earhart, Martha Stewart.
Stay high.
Mona Lisa Vito making a chart. I was trying to think she was back behind us.
Still there.
She's actually 2 or 3 cars ahead of us. Didn't even see that.
Clear. Car inside. Clear inside.
We're using up our tires here on the outside, racing Tim Taylor. We don't want to do that. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what happens with the field here. That early wreck really threw everything I wanted to talk about into a blender. But with the field flip, the reason I'm flipping the field every race is because there's no elite cars, quote unquote, in the field. They're all elite. Like, we're not racing against Ryan Newman and Greg Biffle and, you know, just a couple of solid, 3 or 4 solid cars we have to race for the championship. All of these cars have Ryan Newman 2005 ratings, and it's all going to be a matter of where you start, I think, for the most part, and then you'll more or less be able to keep your position throughout the race. And there's going to be some luck involved, obviously, but and it would be 100% luck on qualifying for these cars. So just as an experiment, I said, hey, let's just flip the grid every race, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I've mentioned I'm calling it the silly season, and we're just experimenting with some things. Probably keeping random cautions off all season. Trying to think off the top of my head if there are any tracks that we rely on the random caution now, like we've gotten used to using it. And I don't think there is. This is one of my, I mentioned earlier, this is one of my favorite paint schemes I made. It just ended up looking really good. This Rosa Parks car. It's the Montgomery Bus Lines bus that she rode on. So Martha Stewart isn't out of the race. She's just in a pit road loop, which I haven't seen at any track before. Like, any track other than Bristol. I usually see it at Bristol. Sometimes you see it at Martinsville. An AI car just going in and out of the pits all race long. First time I've seen it on one of these, on a non-Martinsville or Bristol. And I'm guessing it's going to eventually cause problems when the timing gets just right when she's trying to come back up onto the track or something. Into a mess of AI cars, but we'll see. Andy Warhol took a beating in that earlier wreck, and we're eventually going to pass. We're eventually going to catch up to him very soon. We started 8th. We're sitting in 12th. Survived a wreck that shook us to our core. Here we go. In the red car is Akeem Joffer from Coming to America. You can see, if you're familiar with the movie, on the rear quarter here is Soul Glow, the Soul Glow hair product. And that's on the deck lid too. And I don't know why it didn't make a alternate paint scheme for that. Oh, that's why. You see how it's all pointy around the edges there? I wanted to spread that over the front of the hood, but it's really tough to nail all the angles right. There goes Martha Stewart into the pits. This is one of those perfect storm timings with the AI. Could have caused a wreck there, but it didn't. But there may be a wreck coming anyway because we're all going very fast, as you are wont to do at a racetrack. But we'll all be coming up on Andy Warhol shortly. And it's going to bunch up this field. Looks like the Spice Girls out in the lead. Yep. We haven't lost anybody else. We lost Hannibal Lecter on that restart, but that's been it. I don't know if I've shown the outside of our car yet, but it's the silver and blue InGen helicopter that they rode to the island. We are John Hammond from Jurassic Park. Again, I had all the stuff I wanted to talk about at the beginning of this race, and everything got messed up. I wanted to talk about the schedule. We're going to Rockingham next, and I'll unveil the whole season schedule there in the next race at Rockingham. We pitted, I'm going to say around lap 5, and pit window here is about 34, 35, so we'll say 35 laps. So we're about 7, 8 laps from pit stops here already. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with. Oh, hang on. We got Andy Warhol. Let's just get to the bottom here. Don't let any of these cars sneak under us while we're dealing with Andy Warhol. But we're also going to have to deal with Martha Stewart. Come on. Really push that. Okay, there's Andy Van Slyke. I'm guessing Andy Van Slyke, that gray car, he did not pit on that caution. And he swept to the front for track position, which was probably the right call, depending on where he started. So let's keep our eyes out on anybody else that's going to be pitting here in that same vein. Looks like I might be Wayne Campbell. Yep. Oh, I'm glad I picked up on that. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye out for Ray Finkel this race. He's in 30th. I mean, he's already going to gain spots because of these DNFs. So he's going to be sitting pretty. I almost want to put Martha Stewart out of her misery. If I wish I had some kind of executive power to do that. tiptoeing through 3 and 4 now because I'm waiting for these cars to pit. Ray Finkel's in. I just saw Ray Finkel with the jack up, so we definitely have pit stops. Definitely used up tires this run. This run plus the earlier 4 or 5 laps, because all I did was change fuel, or fill up on fuel. Yeah, change fuel. Just being careful here, no problem. Looked like that was Indiana Jones. This is Tobias Funke from Arrested Development down here in the 31. Duluth's banana stand. And I think we're going in here.
Outside. Clear. Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. The leader's pitting now.
All right, very good. Oh, I did find out what was going on with my braking. I'll talk about it after we pit.
Keep it on 3,500 in seconds.
Or while we pit, I should say. Okay, we're a little bit after these signs. There we go. Oh, Spice Girls jumped in front of us. No problem. The anti-lock brakes were on in the settings. Because I was messing with a road course, Riverside. And I put the anti-lock brakes on when I'm at road courses.
Go, go, go.
So,
keep it under 45.
just to preserve my sanity.
In seconds. Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
We had a 15-second pit stop there. That's pretty good, relatively speaking. Let's take her easy here. I'm guessing Indiana Jones right there is going to be in the lead.
The leader's pitting now.
Let's be careful. Michael Jackson sweeping up to us here. Mona Lisa Vito. These are cars that we were with. Rosa Parks. So we definitely had a good pit stop.
Inside. Clear inside. You're in the top 10. Good job. The next car's the leader.
Oh. I was checking out Prince's car and almost wrecked. Oh yeah, I mean we gained 4, 5, 6 positions here.
You're in 5th.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pretty sure that's gonna be... No, Andy Van Slyke's in the lead. Okay. And you have to save tires here at Atlanta. Even though we're doing the modified fuel windows, you can't just beat the car into the ground here. So just gonna settle in and see if we can catch the Spice Girls.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed.
If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
Skipped a bunch of laps during that commercial break. All we're doing is just kind of reeling in these cars. These cars that were just so evenly matched. And actually, the cars behind us are catching up. Wayne Campbell, I think, pitted a few laps early, so his tires are starting to go. Andy Van Slyke really took off because he pitted early, but now we're all catching up to him. Martha Stewart is still on her pit loop. And we pitted, what, around lap 40? A little bit before lap 40. So we're going to be looking at pit stops again here in about 10 laps, 12 laps, something like that. And our tires are still really good. But I think it's time to put Wayne Campbell out to pasture. The last thing we want to do is follow him tight in the turn, in turn 3 and 4 at least. Because we don't want him to pit. I don't know what pit window everybody's on now.
Clear.
But it feels like we have better tires than him easily. And who was that with the Spice Girls? Indiana Jones. They lined up and they really caught Andy Van Slyke there. And Indiana Jones is actually making a pass for the lead. And Andy Van Slyke is going to be pitting very soon here. The next 5 laps, I think. I mean, yeah, it stinks. I'm not going to go the play-by-play route and, you know, call the race with the replays and whatnot. But I'll try to give some idea of what's going on throughout the field. Not going to do field summaries listing the standings and stuff. But we'll be able to keep track of stuff. There's just a lot of things going on during the actual racing of the race that I forget to talk about things. Let's be extra careful here. Andy Warhol is a slow car from that earlier wreck. I don't know when he's gonna pit. Probably the same time as us, but Andy Van Slyke is on a different window. We did pass. Oh, there's. Okay, good. I mean, we knew that was coming, so we're fine. We knew that was coming. We're fine. We passed Ray Finkel during that commercial break, and his hood is gone. But he's getting points, baby. Didn't DNF. It looks like that's Guy Fieri that's really closed in on us while we've been navigating all this traffic and chaos. Martha Stewart is 35 laps down now. Guy Fieri's just breathing down my neck now. If it goes green the rest of the way, we're all going to have to take an extra pit stop. Because we pitted lap 5, lap 40. We'll do lap 75, and then we'll have to pit again around 110 for a splash and go. should be able to make it to lap 75 here. Oh, we could make it to lap, I don't know. I mean, we're just pitting as a courtesy to the AI, whose fuel I cut short to make these races more fun. I didn't see who got all the bonus points at the halfway mark. I should put up some kind of graph. It's just that, just the times that I want to go to commercial, usually it's in the halfway mark. It's where I usually find a nice time to settle in and everybody just, you know, just driving on your own on the track for 20 minutes or something. Nothing to talk about, no racing to show. Alright, there's Indiana Jones pitting. More cars on pit road. Guy Fieri's just all business right now. Just letting him go. We're not even racing him. It's a fool's errand. Racing him. But I also didn't want a car directly in front of us during pit stops. Because I don't know what he's gonna do when he's gonna pit. There's Happy Gilmore in the subway car. Looks like the Spice Girls are pitting. Didn't we pit with them?
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500.
Thanks, Forrest.
Car's a lap down. The leader's pitting now.
I don't think they'll nick us with a speeding penalty there.
Watch that speed.
All right, we're
Keep it
after
on
these big
3,500 in second.
signs and stuff. Oh, that's right. We're just in front of the Spice Girls. That's right. Not sure if I mentioned. I did find out what was. Oh yeah, I did. I mentioned the anti-lock brakes and stuff. Let's hope Michael Bolton in front of us, he doesn't fly into his pit right now.
Go, go, go! Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500.
No.
Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
Tobias Funke was coming into his stall, almost took us out. Trying to find Andy Van Slyke. I think that was him and Wayne Campbell right there. We want to stay with the Spice Girls here.
Okay, merge when you can.
Oh, Forrest Gump's coming. I thought he was going to take us out like Mike Wallace did in our 2005 season here. Hop on, Forrest. I'll take you to the promised land. Elvis Presley was one of the cars that just didn't make the cut. The Terminator didn't make the cut. Godzilla was right there. Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster, whatever you want to call it. Alex Trebek. Just a lot of cars. We definitely can come up with another whole field of cars and have fun with it. And Super Dave Osborne behind us. Might be before a lot of some people watching this, might be a little bit before your time.
You're in the top 10.
Super Dave. Yeah, we're sticking with Guy Fieri. That's who was challenging us before those pit stops. And let's do this right now so we don't forget. Turn the tires off. That's going to be a splash and go with about 5 laps left here. And I have no desire to pass Guy Fieri right now. I'd rather line up, but Super Dave Osborne's coming in hot. We got to let him go. We're not going to wreck here.
Keep high. Clear.
Yeah, for those not familiar, Super Dave Osborne, it was like a comedy show, and he was just basically, from my understanding, I don't know the exact inspiration for the show, but he was just a parody of Evel Knievel, the stunt person, and he would always, Super Dave's thing was also constructing these elaborate stunts, and then they would always go like comically wrong. He'd end up like, I mean, it's just it's just funny. You can watch some clips on YouTube. But again, I'm not sure how I'll be explaining all the paint schemes and whatnot, but his comes from he actually did a stock car episode, or he had a test car, and that was the paint scheme, the one we're using. So all right, let's see what's going on with the rest of the field here. Yeah, like I said, Andy Van Slyke in the lead, as we expected. But I mean, we're going to be catching up to him, and he's not going to be able to rely on fresh tires to move away from the field here at the end. Everyone's just going to be taking on fuel, and you could see at the end of that last run how we were able to catch him, or all the other cars were. We would have eventually caught him. I wonder where Cameron Fry ended up. We obviously started near him this race because of what happened at Daytona, but I don't know what his race has been like. Let's let Dave go, because it seems like he's a little bit faster than us, and we'll see if he can actually pick through this group. Yeah, I think I talked about the halfway mark, that I didn't really see who got those bonus points, and I'm thinking about throwing up a graphic showing those points during the race rather than wait until after the race. I don't know. Still putting all my ducks in a row with the silly season and the graphics and the everything. Poor Martha Stewart. Just a perpetual hell for her, this race. Any surprising names? I don't know. I mean, again, it's tough to... I wish we could see, their starting position in parentheses here. Where did Cameron Fry end up? Yeah, 27th. Wow. So I mean, all the points are relative. Like we could be racing with the Spice Girls all season because we'll finish together here. We finish together at Daytona. We'll start and maybe finish together at Rockingham the next race. I just don't know how the points, all the points will end up shaking out. See what the Spice Girls want to do if they want to get under Wayne Campbell. Nope. I wanted them to. They did not. Man, Forrest Gump really got into us going into the pits, man. Getting down to it here. Let's remember that. Also remember that Wayne Campbell, Forrest Gump's coming. Spice Girls, you got to move here. Smack their butts. Get them moving. But yeah, don't forget Wayne Campbell is going to slow up a little bit before we do. Make sure we get around him. Yeah, but Forrest Gump and Steve Jobs lined up here and picked us off when we were when we were waiting for the Spice Girls. And Steve Jobs might be throwing us 3 wide here. Hang on to her. Let's not race here, fellas. We're using the hill, but we cannot dive down there on the Spice Girls. It could have worked, life and death, but we're trying to not race like dummies. Wayne Campbell's really holding up the show here. Spice Girls got to make a move. There's their move. Doing on fuel.
20 laps to go.
Trying to find my fuel thing here. Splash. Okay, but let's actually think about that. Let's make sure we don't cheat the AI. The AI is going to have about 5 laps to go. And they can get 35, so that's 1/7. That's 1/7 of 2 cans of fuel, which will just easily do 1/8, which would be a quarter of a tank. And is that an option? A quarter of a tank. Big run here. Felt like Steve Jobs pushed us, and then the Spice Girls grabbed us. I felt pretty good. Splash. Yeah, it's going to be a splash, not a half can. We need a quarter can. Which the splash will do. A splash will do ya. I mean, it might not even be worth keeping track of top 10s. Because, you know, there's just no... It's just all luck of the draw. With the field getting flipped every race? I don't know. What I do know is Indiana Jones... Wow. I thought Andy Van Slyke was out in the lead. Indiana Jones is out in the lead. And was he pitting earlier with everyone else or not? I don't think so. But I may be wrong. But he's building up a sizable lead on the field. Haven't had any more DNFs. Just poor Martha Stewart. Still in her hell. Oh boy, tires. I don't know. I was really taking care of the tires in every run so far, and then seems like we're not doing it this last run. And this is the run where we need the tires at the end of the run. Okay, Ray Finkel is in. That's a little early. The AI might be telling themselves that, and he's putting on tires too. So we'll see what Andy Van Slyke does. Andy Van Slyke's always been, he's the gray car up here. He was my favorite baseball player growing up. And he's making a move down to the inside. He's always been pitting. It looks like he's pitting for sure. Just like we just saw Ray Finkel. So we'll see. Maybe use the replay, see what Andy Van Slyke does. Because he's pitting extra early. Is he? Maybe not. I don't know. Just say there was no caution. They would be pitting lap 35, 70, lap 105. So he might not be pitting early. He might just be pitting on schedule here. But we've been using the Spice Girls as our... Let's use Andy Warhol here as much as we can. 'Cause I think he slowed up Super Dave, allowing us to catch up. I don't know. There's too much to think about right now. Oh, I meant to check to see where the Spice Girls were. 6th. So they're right behind Steve Jobs, but they might have got held up by... All those cars may have gotten held up by Andy Warhol there. I thought we were going to be able to make some moves here at the end, but we don't have our tires anymore. Happy Gilmore, how did he end up a lap down?
We got just 10 more to go.
He's pitting there. He was in this lead pack and wasn't in the top 10, so not sure what happened there. We got 10 more to go. And there's going to have to be a splash and go here somewhere. We'll just keep our eye on Super Dave. And let's make sure Steve Jobs doesn't Forrest Gump us when we do pit. Let's not throw away our whole race here at the end. Oh, man. I would throw my computer into the sun. I mean... And that's only about an hour of life invested in this race. Imagine being like 2.5 hours into this thing, and then Steve Jobs gives us the business on our final pit stop. Oh. Yeah, what's that yellow car? Who's that yellow car behind Steve Jobs? Gus Fring. What a move by him. Actually, I don't know. I don't know where he started. I don't know. He might have just... He might just be in the same exact spot he started in. There's IJ. IJ is on pit road, the leader. These are the leaders right now. These top 3 cars. Guy Fieri maybe getting a win if he can stay out, but I don't see how he can stay out. I'm not worried about tire wear here because, or you know, losing time on fresh tires versus old tires because nobody's taking on tires here. These are splash and goes with 6 to go. I'm not even checking to see if that's what the AI is doing because they're dummies if they're not. And that means the game sucks and is not smart. So they have to be just taking on fuel. My strategy right now is to wait for Steve Jobs. There he goes. Wait for him to pit. Oh, we're going to lead a lap too here. Very sneaky. I think I see smoke there. Somebody blew up. There was a white car. It might have been Martha Stewart. All right, Gus Fring, you cannot get into us, buddy. Please don't. Tires are okay. Tire changes are off. Is Gus Fring coming in here with us?
Outside. Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500. In second. Clear. That car's a lap down.
The pit stop was a must. I mean, everybody had to pit. We're all in that window.
Keep it on 3,500. In second.
Don't go over the speed limit, weirdo. Spice Girls are not here to mess with us.
Go, go, go. Go, go,
Okay.
go. Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500. In second. Okay, you're clear of pit lane. The leader's pitting now.
All right, where is Indiana Jones? He was the leader by a few seconds on everybody. There he is.
That car's a lap down.
And there's Ray Finkel. Tobias Funke, is he?
Okay, merge when you can. Outside. Clear outside. Outside.
There's Happy Gilmore. So Super Dave Osborne should be right around here. Oh, I forgot I was on old tires. Coming out of pit road, I'm thinking I'm on fresh tires. Almost drove right into the grandstands there.
That car's a lap down.
So we're in 8th right now, but all these cars, everything's going to be shaken out here. Okay, we're passing Gus Fring, who passed us when we pitted. I'm already looking ahead to Rockingham. We're going to be starting in the bottom, in the back at Rockingham. We're not going to, that's going to be bad. Trying to survive at Rockingham.
2 to go. Back and forth now.
Okay, we're back and forth. Good. And somebody behind us took the white.
Leader's pitting now.
No, yeah, because you're pitting, dummy. Who is that? Dutch Vanderlyn. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to get a top 5 here. Indiana Jones is going to win this. Guy Fieri is here in 2nd. We're going to be in 3rd. And
White flag.
like I said, I saw a car blow up. I don't know who it was, though. There was a car I mentioned on pit road. AT&T Lily, man. And yeah, she actually finishes ahead of Martha Stewart. Andy Warhol's going to finish 3 laps down. But, yeah, they gave us 3rd. Indiana Jones, salute. Respect to Indiana Jones
Great job, buddy.
winning the Dr. Scholl's 500. What a performance. And that does her for Atlanta. We're taking a look at the now official results. I'm not calling them the unofficial results anymore. Indiana Jones got that win. Obviously, we just saw 13 leaders, 24 lead changes. Indiana Jones did get the extra bonus point for leading the most laps. Andy Van Slyke was up there too. We led 1 lap. And then AT&T Lily, Tim Taylor, and Tobias Funke got the 3 bonus points. And that's what the top 10 looks like. I think Steve Jobs has 2 top 10s so far this season. 11 through 20. Nothing's really sticking out that I remember. Michael Jackson, that was big. Or no, he had the pole this race. and he dropped down to 19th, so whatever. And then going into the back half of the field, Cameron Fry started with us near the front. Got dropped back into the mid-20s. Ray Finkel was able to move up to 30th, and that's because on the 31 through 40 here, we lost a bunch of those cars in that early wreck. AT&T Lily, we lost her at the end of the race. I didn't show that. Indiana Jones won the race. He started 22nd. And here's what I want to do. You see the car numbers beside these drivers, Warhol, 83, 88, 37, 32. I'm thinking about changing that to their starting positions, because that'll give us a really firm idea on if they took a quote-unquote big hit in the points during a race. Because if, say we saw that Andy Warhol started first here, that means the previous race he finished 40th, and now say he started first here, and now he's 31. That's a big, 2 straight big hits in the points, and we'd be able to tell that right away instead of just having their car number. I'm thinking about doing that for the next race. And Mick Dundee down there, he had a bad finish at Daytona, so he's probably going to be last in the points, and we'll look at those going into the next race, which will be at Rockingham. See you then. Thanks for watching.